Thursday Power Hour for March 28th, 2024. And I hope you guys are doing great. I know I've been away. Last time we had a fire drill, and last time you got to see Cut the Rope. He did the Saturday session. And so it's good to be with you here for our Thursday Power Hour. And we have a really great program for you guys. And so I hope you guys are doing well, that you can hear my voice. I'm coming through loud and clear in Facebook, and we're actually streaming on YouTube as well. And again, I want to extend an invitation to people who are on YouTube to join our free live Forex day trading den. This is our social group where we get together with traders from around the world who display their tactics, their prowess, exchange ideas and strategies. And it's a way for you to become a better trader. Okay, so if you're looking for tips and tricks and a community that supports you and has the goal of having high probability winning trades, okay, we're not doing lots of losses and 70% loss and 30% wins. We're talking about strategies that are 80, 90, 100% winners. Okay, that's what's possible if you have the right system. Okay, so I'm glad to have you all here. And so we're gonna talk about a couple of things today. I'm going to talk about a brand new, not really brand new, but it's actually a prop firm that's been around for a few years. Okay, I just recently talked to one of my top students. He got a $200,000 prop trading account, and they recently just froze it. And then the big company that's you all would know the name, I would tell you, and he just told me that his account was frozen. He couldn't trade anymore. Everything was doing well. He was making withdrawals, and that's the thing that about prop trading firms, especially what's going on. And he was a U.S. person too. He's a person who's from South Africa. So a lot of people say it's a U.S. problem. It's U.S. problem. It's U.S. No, it's these companies who haven't been around very long, and they haven't been very seasoned. They know nothing about running a business, and so they're running into all kinds of problems. Being able to pay out people. They're buying big Lamborghinis and big houses, but they're not putting money aside to pay their successful traders. Okay, they're not expecting you to be successful, because when you're successful, you're going to be taking money out of their pocket. So I'm going to show you a firm which I'm I know I love Blue Guardian, but Blue Guardian's running into some trouble. Not them, they're a good company, but they're running problems with the platform. They're going from C Trader. Was really excited about that, but then they came back with they're not taking US for C Trader, and now they're using DX Trade or something like that, and that that has some problems. I had lockup on me on my second leg of my challenge, and so that was a problem too. They've since remedied it with allowing you to have trading view on that as well. But again, what's next, right? So I'm looking at this new company, and I'm gonna share it with you too, and show you what they've been around. They've been around since 2016. Okay. Also want to talk to you also about what's going on with the prop trading, the funded prop trading challenge, right? That's also really, really important. And I know we had to put it off for a while. We've got a lot of holidays going on. You know how many holidays? This is what spring equinox, where we go into springtime, but it's Jesus is, resurrection from the dead. That's the number one. Jesus is the reason for the season. But there's a lot of, there's Ramadan, there's Holi in India. And so there's a lot of holidays going on. And so it's really, a lot of people have their spring break, kids getting off for vacation, lots of trips going on. So so we have to put that date off. We're going to put off that date. And in fact, we're going to put it off later. I talked to Jamie. Jamie's going to be flying out here to the States, and so he wanted to do it before he had to go into another assignment. And so he's actually working with a group of people now who've already, and they're having fantastic results. I want to show you those results as well. Fantastic results for those of you and now many of you was the dates of the challenge conflicted with you have holidays, Ash Wednesday, and Easter Sunday coming up, there's spring break, a lot of things going on around this time. So I know you guys are definitely interested. A lot of people are asking about the dates and things like that. And so I'm going to actually share with you the website. I want to thank Crawford for making those changes. We've been going through a lot of changes. And go ahead and click Greg is live on YouTube. Okay, that's what I want to be, right? Okay, okay. So everything is going good. You guys can hear me on Skype. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up in Skype. Let me know that I'm doing the right thing. And okay. Oh, I guess I am, because Jamie is posting the link and everything like that, which means I'm okay, right? All right. Oh, okay. And all right. Cool. All right. So Crawford's giving me a new link. I'm going to share my screen with you. I'll share screen number 2. Okay, Johnny opened the door number 2. All right. And we can find where the controls are. And hope you guys are doing well this Thursday. I know it's in Asia. It's we're moving into, it's already Friday. Thank God it's Friday, right? And I'm really happy, really excited, and I'm so proud of what Uncle Cut is doing with the group. I'm a big proponent. There was, if there was a singer, Michael Jackson, and there was a singer called Prince, right? And both of them were fantastic artists, just awesome artists. Um, but we see Prince. He got behind many artists. He gave rise to the Helping of the Time and Apollonia and Sheila E. He took his talent and he lifted up other people. And even though I love Michael, I don't know any groups, and correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know any other groups. He was a king of pop, but did he help people become, are there any offshoots of Michael Jackson, any of his other any other artists, musical artists that were directly promoted by him, right? Or did he want to open? And that's how I feel about Elite Traders University. My goal is not just to be the center point here. you know, my goal is to support good traders, whoever they may be. Okay, you may be the person sitting on the other side of this screen, looking at their account and seeing that, oh, it's negative, and maybe you like funded it several times, you feel like a total failure. But just think that my top traders are in the same position, and when they took a step toward Elite Traders University and they reached out their hand, and they got a hold of my system, my teaching, my training, that they became superstars. Okay. And you can see them posting. Okay. I'm not doing all the posting. Other people are doing it because I wanted to show you that it's not just me. If you go to any other site, that one trader is going to be the star. Right. And it's great that he can trade well, but can he teach you how to trade? Right. They have lifestyle videos. Oh yeah, I traded, made 5,000, and I got my car, I got my Ferrari. But no one else has a Ferrari, and no one else has a nice car, and no one else knows how to trade. But you buy his stuff. He'll make a course, and guess what? This person will not. In general, they made their money maybe on a system that worked that doesn't work anymore, and they can sell a bunch of course videos because they can show that they took that money and they bought the Ferrari and the nice house and stuff like that, and they just sell these courses, and then these people don't make any money because that system doesn't work anymore. Right? It worked that one time, right, in a bull market, and they made a lot of money, and they don't make any money anymore, but they can train you, right? But my goal is to show you everyday common people, not common. Jamie's not. None of my people are common. They're my buddies. They're my children. I look at them like if you see a kid hitting your kid in Little League hitting a home run, and I see Jamie slap down 2,000 pips in a session, that makes me very proud, right? When I see guys like Bill hitting 100% wins day after day for 7 days straight. Now, if you want to see his case study, give me type Bill in the case in the link below, and I'll send you by DM. I'll send you his case study. Tremendous part. Really didn't know much about trading. And no, now he's like, no, he's fantastic. He's in our stage 2, and he's just crushing it. Very, very proud of him too. But the stories go on and on. I can't think of to mention every single person that's gone through Elite Traders University and the amount of money they made, what they have done. We wouldn't have that much time, and you'd probably be bored of it after a while, right? But it just means that if these people are doing it, you're just as smart and you're just as talented. You just lack the belief in yourself, and having the desire to invest in yourself, to believe that will this work, will this work for you, right? And I'm going to show you more examples. And in fact, this challenge, the whole idea of it is to, when you trade alongside someone as good as Jamie, and we're putting our reputation on the line by having you trade with him and actually follow what he's doing. Okay, not a trade recommendation. You can do what you want. You can just watch if you want. But if you want to have results, you have to do something. Okay, I can't tell you what to do because I'm not a licensed professional to do that. Consult your personal financial advisor for trading recommendations and things like that nature. Okay, this is an education offer right here. So again, it's called the Spring Fling Prop Edition Passing Challenge. Okay, because it was helping March Madness, was not March anymore, right? So this was pretty ingenious. And it's gonna be with me, the Pit Bull, with Cut the Rope, Uncle Cut. And it's gonna be a 3-day event, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, April 9th through 11th. Circle your calendar, mark it out. 9th through the 11th. This is the last change. I know, hey, Greg, you said the 2nd, you said the 27th. This is it. To April 9th. Believe me, I know I'm the Pinocchio, right? My nose is growing. No, 9th and 11th, a.m. New York, and 9 p.m. Asia sessions. Uncle Cut's going to do the 8 a.m. I'll probably be up too for 3 days. I think I can get up for 3 days to make money because I made money with Uncle Cut. So I'm going to get up and watch him, and you should too. And then 9 p.m. with me and during Asia. Can you imagine during Asia? And don't discount Asia, because Asia, there's a lots of good stuff that happened there. You like Chinese food? I made some broccoli beef. It was awesome. Oh my God, broccoli beef with oyster sauce and sesame. I love Chinese food, and I love trading Asia session too. You gotta figure there's 2 billion people in Asia, and they're not getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to trade New York. So what are they doing? I'm going to show you what they do and how they trade and how they make a ton of money using a special technique I'm going to show you. Okay. So be up for that 9 p.m. Asia session. I might even start a little earlier than that because we're doing this daylight savings time. I don't think Asia's all switched over, and they're seeing some earlier moves in that. So we'll see. But definitely we're going to be up there with Uncle Cut. And then Uncle Cut's probably going to get up and you get a special treat because he'll come up too. Now, the countdown is 11 days, 12 hours, 44 minutes, and 40 seconds in countdown. Once the countdown timer is over, it's cut. We're going to probably limit it to about 20 people, and we're going to limit it for there. So make sure that you click the paid event button. Click the button. If you click the button, it's going to take you to a PayPal page, right? And then you're going to click send, and then you're going to send him $107. Okay, that's what you're going to do. You're going to go. It goes right to Jamie. Goes directly to him, right? So that's how, for his time, $107 is like you pull a trade, you might make that in 30 seconds, right? So make sure you do that. So that's somebody else be, oh, how do I sign up? Well, you gotta pay, okay? A lot of people are allergic to pay. They want everything for free, and they forget where the paid button is, right? Oh, I didn't see it. Yeah, because it said paid. And I tell you what, if you're allergic to paying, then you're allergic to being paid. Okay. The market won't pay you if you don't want to pay. Okay. This is all about sowing and reaping, seed time and harvest. Genesis chapter, chapter 1, verse 12. We're going to, seed time and harvest is going to keep going on. Everything functions on seed time and harvest. So you're planting a seed here so you can receive a harvest, right? Anyway, so if you're serious about breaking free from the grind, you want to, because Cut the Rope is going to unleash and show you the rope cutting system, which he has, which is very cool. Like I said, I passed stage 1 in like 2 hours. It was like, really? And then what's he doing now? He showed me, he sent me a screenshot what he's doing now, what he just did. Let me see if I can find it. It's like, no, we photoshopped this. It's like, no. So a lot of you guys I was just talking to, I said, man, if I saw some of this stuff back in the 80s and 70s, now I was a little kid in the 70s, but in the 80s, I was like, I would sign up. And then you're like, oh, I don't believe it. I think it's all fake. It's like, bro, Jamie just hit this thing for not scalping 4 or 5 pips, 80 pips, 81 pips, 81, 80, 83 pips, right? And and he's still in it. He's in it to win it, right? Look at his entries. Look how tight the entries are. Look at the drawdown. And someone asked recently about leverage. You can increase, you can go 4 or 5% risk if you have a stop that tight when your entries. The reason why you get blown out of the market is your entries suck. Your entries suck. You say, oh, why it's me? I see a bearish and bullshit go for candle. You get long and the thing drops down and you get stopped out, right? You've got to know your entries. Know your entries before you even enter. You know your entry, know your exits. And the reason your trading really is not good. Trend direction is number one. Your entries are number two. Because if you have a good entry like this, it's hard to fall off the floor, right? I tell people you want to trade near the floor. You don't want to trade near the ceiling, right? Right? If you trade near the ceiling, guess what? There's a long way to fall down, and you'll break more bones getting here than getting down here, right? So simple stuff. So he's going to teach you how to do that. And we're not going to really teach you because there's 2 types of minds when you're trading. A lot of people ask a lot of questions during live trading. It's like, really, that's where school comes in because the brain works differently, okay? The brain, there is an execution brain, right? And then there's the learning brain. Learning brain is slower because the human brain needs to process information, put it in compartments, kind of make some connections. Oh, this is like this, and this is like this. By the time that happens, the market has already moved and you've missed your entry. So a lot of people come to these things thinking that, oh, wow, I'm going to learn a lot here. And don't get me wrong, you're going to learn something. The whole idea is about execution because all this information about how to do it should have been done before, right? It's just like being in you're on the subway, you get mugged, but you tell the mugger, excuse me, please. I got my jujitsu book here. And, oh, you got me in a headlock. Just a minute. On page 72, it says, if you're in a headlock, grab the guy from behind. Just stand there and then let me grab you grab your leg and then throw you down this way. And you got to fall down because you got to cooperate because, hold on. And you're in the state of mind, you're processing slow. Okay. And the whole idea of education is to learn, practice, drill, repeat. PDR, practice, drill, and repeat. You're practicing, so it becomes unconscious. So you grab the guy and you throw him down unconsciously, right? You do it without thinking because thinking is slow. So the whole idea of this activity is we're gonna be placing trades and entering the market, managing our trade, taking profit, using that part of our brain. That's the part that makes a lot of money. The learning brain doesn't make a lot of money because it's learning, right? That's not its purpose. Its purpose is not to make money. Its purpose is to gather information, process it, and then you're supposed to practice doing it to make it more like second nature. So you can become unconscious competency through spaced repetition, okay? That's where that happens, right? And so what happens when people get on this and they go, well, why did you enter there? And why is this here? And why? And you don't make any money asking why, okay? So this may let you know here. Now, after this, and you pass you pass your challenge, and now you have your $25,000 or $50,000 account, and now you have to keep it. And so we're going to have an offer at the end where you can have ongoing coaching and mentorship by Uncle Cut to help you keep that account. Because the worst thing is to have that $50,000 account, to get that 75 or 100,000 to $200,000 account, and then lose it all of a sudden. Why? Because you don't know what you're doing, right? And many of you have been in that spot before, and you know who I'm talking to, but it doesn't have to be you this time, because after you get your account, well, guess what? We're gonna have a special offer at the end, right? And that offer is an offer to work with Uncle Cut for 6 weeks. And that 6 weeks, you're going to learn how to keep that account, grow it, and be able to take some withdrawals from that. Okay. So it's optional. You can take, spend your $107 or circulate it, get your account and say, hey, I don't need that. And then you might be able to keep it, or you might lose it. And if you do, guess what? We won't have one of these challenges until next year. We might never, ever do it again. Right. So this is your opportunity to go through the steps, prove to yourself that for $107, you're going to prove that our system works, and then being able to sign up for a mentorship program where you're actually going to keep that account and grow it and learn the habits of success to keep it, and then you'll learn the basis of why we entered these trades, and you'll have the formula, the recipe for baking cookies, so you can keep this thing going on over and over again, so you can take several withdrawals over and over again from this account over and over again, instead of just a one-trick pony. Okay, that sound good? Okay, so again, this is what in fact, Uncle Ed's still in this trade right now. I got it last week, but my timing was a little off, so I'm just now getting the positive. But again, you can go. I'm going to pop the link in the chat box for you guys to sign up for this special challenge, the Spring Fling Prop Audition Passing Challenge with myself and Uncle Cut. I'm going to place it in the chat here for you. If I can find the chat, you can find the chat. Need another window just for the chat right there. And boom, there we go. That's in this chat here. And okay, so there we go. All right. So let us talk about position sizing. Oh, yeah. Hear this. Okay. All right. And I have my help here. I've got to. Yeah, position sizing is very important, especially when you do a challenge like this, because if you get too large, you wind up breaching your account, and you don't want to do that. That's the thing that you really don't want to do. You want to be able to be you want to use as much leverage as you can without over leveraging, and that's always been like the bane for people, being able to walk that tight, that fine line between over leveraging and under leveraging, right? You end up opening up a 0.1 position, and great, you made 50 cents, where you could have made $500, right? And now you're making it extra tough on you to actually to pass a prop challenge, or even be profitable, right? But you don't want to blow up your account because you are just overdoing it, right? Let's see. I think we created something here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I actually made this. And if you want this calculator, yeah, you can go ahead and type. You can type calculator or yeah, calculator is kind of a hard word. No, but type it in the and then we can DM you the link to this, right? Okay, so risk management. We want to be able to quickly calculate, and there's commercial ones out there. You can go to MQL5 website, and they have plenty. But the whole idea is to, if we don't reach no more than 2% of our account, say we have a $10,000 account, right? Your risk percentage is 2%, and if you put a stop loss in pips, well, then you're risking $10, right? But how about position size? Well, your position size This calculated 0.4. So like four mini lots or 0.4. But you can diversify maximum positions. You could you could have as many as 40 of those positions. Not that you would do that, right? So you wouldn't put all 40 on one position, and you wouldn't do it on currencies which are closely correlated, right? So I wouldn't open up like 40 0.4 lots on euro dollar and pound dollar because they're positively correlated, right? So I would use currencies which are not correlated, maybe like a euro yen and like pound Aussie or something, and there's a correlation, right? They're not positively correlated. Okay. So you want to diversify, or you want to maybe trade some gold and maybe a Asian currency and maybe if you wanted to trade an index, right? So you can diversify, right? But so you want to put in here, you can actually put in your account size. So let's say you were trading a prop account and you were trading a $25,000 prop account, right? And you want 2% risk. And typically stops, 50 pip stops is a pretty big amount. My stops are typically like around 10 to 15, right? But let's say we put a 20 pip stop. We can put a 20 pip stop in here, right? And then so what? Our risk, we can risk $500. Position size, we can open up 2.5 2.5 lot. And maximum position, I would open up 250 positions. That wouldn't be what I would want to do, right? Because you want to take 20% of your account, right? Usually you take 20% of whatever your account balance is, right? And then open up that many positions. So let's see if I might have to fix the calculation in that, right? And that, okay. So if you have a $25,000 account and then multiply it times 0.2, right? And so you have $5,000 in margin available to use, right? So $5,000 in margin, right? And you need about $300 to control a standard lot. So divide by like 300 or so. Okay, you can open up 16. Okay, this must be a zero off. It should be maybe a point off, right? So like 16.6 positions, right? Not that you would want to do that, on one particular trade. You would want to distribute that among different currencies. You would probably want to be diversified, but you can actually go, take whatever position you want. Let's say you were using 2.5 lots, which is quite a bit, right? And then divide that out, right, into 2.5 lots. Like basically 25 1K lots or 25 2.5, right? There's 200 250, right? 250, right? 250K. That's what that is. 250K, right? So you can divide that out into, let's say you want to use cost improvements, divide that by 3, right? Or 4. Well, let's keep it even, like 5. You do 5 different positions, right? And so each one would be 2.5 each, right? Or 2.5, or it'd be 0.25, right? 0.25, and then you can open up 5 of those, right? So when you fire off multiple lots at different access points, for instance, let's say you have price going like this. Let's say you enter the market and maybe you entered up top. You think price rallies. Oh, I get long, right? But then price drops again, right? And then you can enter another one of those positions. Let's say you have 5 shots at it, right? 5 shots. Take your first shot, right? And then maybe take your second shot. And then maybe it goes a little bit lower. Take your third shot. And then maybe this is coming right to a fib. right? Maybe you're 38 or 50% retracement, and then it starts to bounce and then break out. And then, or maybe at here, at this point, you add another your other lot, you get long right there too, right? And maybe it pulls back again, and then maybe you add another lot. So now you got your 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe you put 2 of them here, right? So you get in twice. So now you have all of these here, but guess what? Your entry was here, but your average price is like here. So your break even is this. Your break even has gotten smaller, right? You've lowered your break even because you've taken these other positions. They call this dollar cost averaging. And people may say, oh, you're just adding to a losing position. Well, if this is an uptrend, higher highs and higher lows, right? And this pulls back, well, we are averaging down into the direction of the trend, okay? You want to average down in the direction of the trend. You wouldn't, like if this was going down, you say, oh, trend line break, gonna get short. I'm gonna add more, add more, add more. Now you're adding into a losing position because why? This thing went up. And now all these positions get stopped out because you were adding against the trend, right? You see it? You're adding against the trend. You want to look at what the higher time frame trend is. You don't want to trade like a pirate. And and Jamie's gonna talk about that. It's like I'm gonna talk about it. Is that we trade in 2 time frames. I know all the people you see on YouTube, they're all trading off 1 time frame or 1 chart, or they're flipping back and forth between charts. I believe in trading with 2 time frames. A higher time frame. I believe if you just did this and use whatever system you wanted to use, but if you just use higher time frame on your left-hand side, that is 5 times bigger than your lower time frame chart, right? So take the chart that you normally trade on and then hide it, right? So this is your lower time frame chart on the right-hand side, lower time frame chart, right? LTF, we call it the trigger chart because this is where we pull the trigger, right? And I call the higher time frame chart the compass chart. Some people call it the anchor chart. So trigger, and I call this compass. But young people don't know what a compass is because they have phones, right? So I'm thinking maybe calling it a GPS chart, right? If we know what a GPS is, right? Or your Google map chart, right? And if that chart, we're going to look at that chart first for our move, right? Well, that was easy. That's right. So we see in the higher time frame, this is like this, and then we are here, and that little move is like this. This move here is this move here. And this is the wave. Look at the wave. The wave is the trend, the major trend is up. But you say, oh, but it's going down. So I see it on my phone and it's a downtrend. It's like, no, it's not. You are tracing a retracement and an overall giant big move. This is a tidal wave, right? This is like surfing against the trend and they go wipe out, right? So all we're doing, no matter what you do, you are just trying to trade with the tide, with the, in the direction of the tidal wave. We don't want to run at the tidal wave. When you counter trend trade, you're running into the tidal wave, right? And so, but I can make some money here. There was some money to make down. It's like, yeah, you could. You make like 10 pips. Great. But now, like Jamie, you're going to get like hundreds of pips in the direction of the trend, of this higher time frame trend, right? We got this big, giant, big move, right? But you don't see it because you're on your phone. I mean, I love the phone. I wish it would. Yeah, I might get that. I want to get that fold out one, right? Where I can have two big screens, right? This is up, which means we are not taking any sells, right? You don't take any sells. But it's going down. I see red candles. No, don't do that. Did that work? Because what's going to happen is you're going to short it here. You're going to go to the bathroom, and this thing's going to be way up here, and you lost all your money. How many people have done that already? That ride is not fun, is it? No. You got the hat, the cap, the t-shirt, the keychain, the mug. Why? Because if you do, like, I have a silly entry on Swiss. I'm long at like 168 on Swiss yen. I'm probably just now getting profitable, but I was in the direction of the trend. So guess what? I can hold it because what? The trend is bailing me out. The trend is bailing, but my entry is so it was bad, but because I was in the right direction, right? Now you can't, like, if you're here in a higher time frame, the trend, that's another thing you got to watch out, because the trend in higher time, I'm not going to go too much into this, but wrong, right? On the higher time frame, this is a major. You don't want to be buying in that, but the other trend is the counter trend is super strong, right? See, the counter trend is super strong, but right now we are just starting this, and this is this, right? And so we don't want to trade that little pullback, because that's this thing is getting wiped out. So it's really adjusting your eye, and that's why you have to look at both of them at the same time to see where are you in this trend, right? Now that determines your entry, determines your position size, whether you want to get, whether you want to break that initial lot up into smaller pieces, right? Let's say you find that bottom. Instead, let's say you miss this and you say, okay, I've got all 5 of my bullets left. Let me go ahead and fire them all off here, right? I can add here, here, and here. And now I've got my full position moving up in the direction of the trend, right? And that's what you want to, that's where you got to be patient and, and wait, because these 2 things are going to help you. When you get involved with us, you're going to learn your entry strategy, and that is going to determine, how it's going to make your risk super small. You're going to have like 6 pip stops, 5 pip stops. You go, how's that possible? It's possible. I try to teach this in the brokerage, and they wouldn't let me. It's like, no, you get people like that, they won't. We want them to have bigger stops. So of course you lose more money, right? The whole idea is get those smaller stops. And that's what they do in futures too. Everyone's like, I'm going to futures. Because guess what? You're going to have to trade like they trade in the futures, which is, hey, they're going to risk like, 2 ticks to make 4 ticks, right? They're going to miss 2 to make 6. And, their stops are going to be tiny. They're going to have like 40, they're going to have 40 ticks. 40 ticks, you're going to wipe out, right? So, and I started in futures. I started in futures back in 1995. I traded yen futures on the Chicago Board of Trade, and I traded, soybeans was my very first trade. Soybeans on the exchange. So, so you want, people go, I'm going back to the futures. I started futures. So, so I've always kind of traded the forex like I traded futures. It's been years. I mean, my daughter was a baby when she was born when I started trading futures, and that was like 27 years ago, right? So we're, so when people are going over futures and they're having success, it's because their risk management is getting so much better, right? And in some of those challenges, you can't hold overnight. You have to be out, right? So that's the kind of thing we do all the time in the forex. So when you get the closer you can get to the beginning of the trend, and that's another thing we teach. We teach people how to find the beginning of trends, because we use something called the predictive function. The predictive function allows you to get in the market 4 or 5 bars before everybody else. So we're getting in here. We're getting in at the source of the trend. And when you can find the source, then you can catch all of this. That's like Uncle Cut did. You can catch the entire thing. You know, you can catch, you know, you're catching the very source, the source of the move. Look, the source of the move. Not catching it up here, catching at the source. And if you can find the source, you know, if you can buy, you know, like I live in Las Vegas, and you know, a lot of the stuff was like desert before I moved here, right? But there's some people made a lot of money in real estate. Why? Because they saw that people were putting in pipes, they're putting in highways, they start pulling permits. They have to have building permits before they actually build a house, right? So someone sees at the courthouse, these builders are getting these permits to build houses. So what do? You go out and buy the land, right? Buy the land where they're pulling the permits. Because eventually they're going to put a shopping plaza. They're going to put a city hall. They're going to put all this stuff. They're going to put electrical. They're going to put gas stations. They're going to put, they're going to put supermarkets. They're going to put, gyms. They're going to put all kinds of services and highways, and that's going to cause the price to go up, right? So the people who got in early made a bunch of money. They get some guys going there, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy this house for 400,000. I'm gonna flip it and make 100,000. I'm like going, really? If you were at the beginning, you could have bought it for like, $10,000 an acre or something like that, and built like 4 or 5 houses on it, and then sold them to people for like 300,000, right? But that's about getting in at wholesale and not getting in at retail. Buying FOMO after you say, oh, bullish engulfing candle, I'm going to get long. It's like, oh, you're a dinosaur. You're a dinosaur, right? And that's why our guys are so profitable in the, if you go into our group, if you go inside the Facebook group, you can see people who are actually executing our strategy and posting. And, you're seeing rows and rows and rows of wins. These are today, March 28th. Aussie Swiss, J 210, 399, 133, 177, right? And guess what? His position size has gone up from 10 standard lots to 30 standard lots, right? Why? Because he has a way of a method of getting into the market over and over again, right? So, and Jamie's gonna be showing that as well. So as you gain more experience or more winning trades, the closer you can get. Like, I wouldn't teach anyone about adding positions unless they had a really good entry strategy, because the worst thing you can do is to put 5, 10 standard lots up here and then have it pull down against you and you get a margin call, right? You should be at 85, 95% before you can start scaling like that. Okay. So I know I had Kevin asked me, well, what size was it? You can't drive 100 miles an hour if you don't know how to drive that well. If you keep hitting the curb and you keep hitting trash cans and you back into cars and your car's all dented up, you shouldn't be driving very fast. You should stay off the highway until you get more skill, right? You drive very well and you can drive a little bit faster with more confidence, right? Because you can keep the car in the middle of the road in between the lines, right? Just makes sense, right? You can't go Tour de France if you don't have a bicycle and you're still in training wheels. I don't care. And there's people who have been training for 18 years and they're still in training wheels. Because they say, yeah, I've been trading for 18 years, but okay, how much money have you made? Oh, I don't want to talk about it. It's like, yeah. So basically, yeah, you've been trading for 18 years, but you basically trade like someone who's like never didn't know how to trade. You're still a newbie at 18 years. 15 years, you're still a newbie, right? And that's okay if you realize that you have an issue. Now you need to solve it, and we're showing you the solution of how to solve it, because you haven't been able to solve it on your own, or you would have solved it by now, right? You would have solved it by now. And I know other people have told you that they've solved it and they can help you to solve it, and they haven't, and they disappointed you. They've taken your money, and and you just don't want to do that again. I can understand that you're skeptical. But we are showing you, that's the whole purpose of this live event, to show you, and our Facebook, we call it the live Forex trading den, to show you people trading live, videos, live streams, attending our events. That, and it's not to show off, it's to show you the way that you could be, that, and that it's possible. What is possible? If these people could do it, you can do it, right? That's the whole idea of this, is to create an army. These works shall ye do, and greater work shall you do, right? Jesus didn't just come to earth just to show off. Hey, I'm the Son of God, worship me. He was a way shower. So we could have victory too and live a prosperous life. And other people will see that life and learn how and become prosperous too, and live a prosperous and abundant life by accepting Christ as their Savior, and then being able to do the same exploits as he did, greater works, right? That's how any good, the model of a great teacher is one that can show students how to do the same or better. And the goal is for you to do better, right? It's not to pull more money out of your pocket. I don't need your money. I don't need your $15,000 or $20,000 for tuition. But I tell you what, you need to do it because you won't take it seriously unless you invest in yourself. Because if you put that investment in, you are not going to run out on it. You're going to make sure that you learn this stuff because you're going to try to get your ROI. You want to be able to get 5, 10 ROI on your investment, right? And that virtually all of our students are able to do that, to get that type of return on their investment, right? But if I paid $10, it's like, he's not going to care. Oh, I'm too busy. I've got stuff going on, right? But you invest big, your subconscious mind will go, this is important. You better learn it. We got to do this thing, right? Because the biggest obstacle is you, right? That's the problem. You can't get away from you. But if you give us your hand and we'll walk you every step of the way, we have a guarantee. Our guarantee is we will work with you until you pass, right? We will work with you until you succeed. When and that's what we offer with Pip and Run, is that we work with you until you succeed, right? And we have payment plans. It's like, look, you can put a little down payment and learn while you earn, right? It's a no-brainer, right? But let me go ahead and before we're running out of time, we got about 10 minutes left, and I want to hopefully, if you found that helpful, of how we entered the market, when to use leverage, and if you type calculator, the word calculator in the description in the comments below. I or one of my team will get you the link to the position calculator, and then you can use that in your trading to keep on the right side of leverage and on the right side of margin. Remember that leverage is a double-edged sword that magnifies gains and losses, right? And if you have a great entry, think about being in a sports car, because all leverage is the gas, the accelerator. People say, oh, I don't want to trade high leverage. You don't have to. Don't press on the accelerator. Don't open up 10 standard lots if you're in a curve, right? Don't step on the accelerator when you're in a curvy, highway, a twisting highway. You want to take your foot off the accelerator and coast, right? So you might trade with one position in a choppy market, maybe half position in a choppy market. But now you're in a straightaway. Oh my goodness, I got a breakout, a retest of the entry zone, and all this stuff, and all the plants are lining up. Well, I want to trade like 0.1 because I'm not really if you've got everything lined up, then pull the trigger and step on the gas. Go 3-4%. Yeah, I'm telling you, go 5% on something that you have seen over and over again. That every time I see this thing goes up like 75 pips. Well, then why wouldn't you? Right? Because you don't have enough experience to know, and how many of you guys have entered trades and you know for sure this thing is going to go? I mean, you got everything, you're lined up with a trend, you got a pullback, and you put 0.01 on. And instead of making $700, you made 70 cents because you hit the wrong button or you didn't change your position size. And I think that's almost as bad as taking a loss. To me, it's like, oh my goodness. You look at it, look at your balance. Oh, snap. 70 cents? I thought I had 7 lots on that. That had 7K on there, you know. So I've done that. I've actually, I use math and stuff like that, even on the casinos and things around here. And I'll start, craps tables. I start hitting, and realize I didn't put any money out there. And I'll hit like 7-11, 7-11, 7-11, 7-11, and then not put any money out there, right? So having the right setup, and you don't put enough money on that, and then what will happen is then you get a screwy setup or a choppy market, because after a big run, we usually have profit taking and usually a chop. And then you get FOMO and you go, oh man, I should have put a bunch of money on there. And then you go putting a bunch of money in chop, right? And then you end up losing, getting chopped up in that. How many people have had that happen, right? Because what will happen is you'll put a small amount on, price rallies, and they go, oh man, I slap yourself when you start saying shoulda, woulda, coulda. Stop it, right? Don't do that. In fact, my boss used to actually hit us if we said shoulda, woulda. He would actually go in there. It's like, hey man, this is 1864, man. This is we don't hit workers anymore, right? Simon Legree. But he actually would hit us when we said shoulda, woulda if we missed a trade. But I understand what he was doing. He was doing it out of care and love. This is gonna hurt me more than it hurts you. Don't stop saying shoulda, woulda. It's like, okay. Because what will happen is you will say, oh, I should have got bigger. I should have got bigger in the trade, right? You got bigger in the trade, and then it's here. It's right here, and then you get in, and then it drops, right? And then you went big, and it's chopping you up, and then you get stopped out, right? Because you missed this, and so you have FOMO, fear of missing out, right? Instead of waiting for your entry, over here, and we've taken it up again, right? And so the market will play tricks on you. The market will play tricks on you and try to get you in over leveraging because you missed out. So you're saying, well, it's like too much risk, Greg, getting like 5% right there. Because what's going to happen, you're going to go too small, and then you're going to get regret, and then you're going to over leverage anyway. You're going to try and make it what you lost, and then you're going to get chopped up. Then you're going to lose it. So it's better to get in close to support with a fairly large position. And that way you can start harvesting and taking off partial positions in the direction of the trend, right? You can, so as this price starts to move up, right? As we start to move out of here, right? Then you can start saying, okay, I'm going to close some of here. I'm going to close some here. And I'm going to let, close some out here and then let it run, right? Why? Because you were patient and you added here, and now we can take positions off here instead of, oh man, it broke out. I'm going to put it in here, and then it drops, right? And now it's moving sideways and you're stuck, right? So and if you get close to support and if you're stopped out, well, guess what? Your risk is small. You can have a very small risk, and you want to get in that trigger chart. You want to get in on a, if you like trading on the 1 minute chart, then make sure your trigger is at least 5 times bigger. So a 5 minute, it could be a larger time frame. Or if you get into a 5 minute here, well, 5 times 5 is 25. We don't trade off the 25-minute time frame, but 30 is the next one, right? We can go 30-minute. So 30, in fact, that's one of the things in the system I'm going to share with you. 30-minute is my trend bias, and and I'll go 1 minute, 5 minute for my entry, right? So when I see swings down in the 30-minute, I'm going to look for entries in my 5 minute, right? So hopefully that's well, that's kind of helpful for you. But okay, so we got about 4 minutes left. I want to share with you the link to the prop firm that's been around since and the big reveal, and something that probably I'll be transitioning to. They use MT5, and like I said, they've been around since 2016. And I'm going to pop the link here, and maybe you guys have heard of them. And like I said, they've been around for a long time, and it was formed by traders, and I'm gonna pop it in here, right? And boom, here we go. And okay, so trying to bring it over. Come on. All righty then. I put the chat, put it in the box there, but it's the 5%ers. So you can get to $4 million. They have forex, metals, indices, and commodities and crypto, and they take US. They have different programs there, and you can find the different. They have funding for every trader, and you can join, trade, and grow. Again, I'm going to pop that link in the Facebook group too, and I sent it out to YouTube, and then hopefully we can. Okay, new share. Make sure I'm sharing sound share, and I'll pop the link in here. And I know he popped that in here. Yeah, high five to Greg. Hey, high five to you, bro. Sean says that. Okay, awesome. Okay. So there you go. I popped the link down there. So this is, I'm going to expand this, and here we go. Boom.
Hey traders, now if you're a trader looking to get funding, the Fivers actually have you covered. Now bear with me when we go through all of our programs to find out which program is best suited for you. Now firstly, we have the Hyper Growth program. This is our flagship program that is perfect for the experienced trader or a trader that has already shown consistency. Now the Hyper Growth program, we actually reward traders every time they show consistency by doubling their accounts, but they also can start profiting from the first objective. Now if you're a trader that has already had consistency in the markets, then this program is going to be perfect for you. Next, we actually have the high stakes program. So if you're a trader that is looking for more leverage, or maybe you have more of an aggressive strategy, this program is going to be perfect. You get to risk more and also get rewarded much more as well. So if you're a high stakes trader, then start the evaluation and get funded. Now the bootcamp program is perfect for traders that still haven't found full consistency in the markets, but they are looking to get funded in the future. Now you actually don't need to pay the full fee up front. You only pay a small initial amount and only the rest upon success. So if you're a trader that is still not fully profitable, but you still want to work towards that goal of getting funded, Bootcamp is the program for you. Now, best of luck traders, and I hope to see you in our funded program soon.
All right, guys, how's that sound? Good stuff, right? Again, they've been around since, again, I went to their about page, and the reason why I found out about it is I was talking to the guy. He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Are you interested in signing up for this firm?" And he goes, "No, I'm in the 5%ers." They go, "5%ers?" You go, "Yeah, they've been around since 2016, and I go, "They take US." I go, "They take US, and they use MT5 with their program there." So I popped the link there for the 5%ers. And again, established 2016. If they lasted this long, guys, I wouldn't try anything new because a lot of these companies are just disappearing. I just got this thing again from one of my top traders. His name's Cobus. He's a fabulous trader, and he sent me this, and I'm like going, I was so, oh, where's it gone? Okay. He got this. So the funded trader has temporarily paused all operations. We sincerely appreciate your patience, and we understand as we are working diligently on partnership options. It's like by now you should be going, right? To resume our operations and services over the coming week. We will follow up with specifics as we work to resume operations. Thank you for your continued support and loyalty. The future of TFT is coming, right? Okay, so that is So, and he had a $200,000 account that was frozen, right? And so you just really don't want to have that happen, and being able to, when you pass the challenge and go through all these hoops, and all of a sudden, hey, sorry about that, guys, you know. So, so I've been researching, and I thought we'd bring this to you as an option that you can use. In fact, we'll probably put this link on the webpage. Again, I haven't heard anything wrong with you know, with Blue Guardian. They're just switching. They're switching platforms. I think they're a good company. They're just switching platforms. I don't like the DX trade. I think it's sucks. And and they see they've got U.S. people. You look at it's showing they've got U.S. flags getting payouts, and that was pretty good too. And so another U.S. person is Austin Z, hyper growth trader, $30,000 payout. Right, I've already signed up. I'm just gonna get my account funded, and so I can follow Jamie for free. Casey, she had $125,000 under manager. She was a boot camp trader and 100% profit share on all programs. Okay, well then I want to join Casey. Okay, all right, guys. With that said, again, well, just a quick reminder that we do have our the challenge coming up. Make sure you get your ticket, get your spot. And and Uncle Cut and I are going to do some fantastic things. Our goal is to have 20 people, all with past challenges, on this call. Something that's unprecedented. Him doing 2,000 pips in a day was phenomenal. Me doing 1.3 million in a day was pretty phenomenal. And us having 20 people or more pass their prop challenge, I don't know anyone online that's doing that either. So so tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your papa, and let's join up and do the spring, our spring thing with the our spring fling, and get going with the prop challenge starting that's April 9th through the 11th. And so that's going to be fantastic with myself and Cut the Rope. Again, Cut the Rope, Elite Traders Live Prop Challenge, 11 days, 11 hours, 55 minutes. I'll pop the link down there as well for you guys to get access to that. And a big congratulations to Jay. Jay has been tearing up the markets. He's one of our another top. We got these military guys. They're top traders. I was like, if you're in the military, I think Elite Trader. If you're not Elite Traders University, you should join, because my military people are nuking the banks. The banks are just shuddering in their in their boots, right? So make sure that you sign up there. Pop the link there in the restream. Let me make sure I pop the link here as well. So we got the dates for the challenge, and I look forward to seeing you there, guys. Wish you all the best. This is Dr. Greg McLeod signing out. Peace and pips, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much. Happy trading.